In this video, we will cover the central reason for ZAC's existence, which is contact information. ZAC's database is called zacfirm.sdf. zacfirm.sdf is a Microsoft SQL Server compact database. It is royalty-free. It is very light. 40 contacts take less than 340 kilobytes. It is very solid in its simplicity. And, most importantly, zacfirm.sdf belongs to the user. ZAC's database can be easily located from the menu bar. It can be easily backed up where and when the user desires, and it can be retrieved from wherever and whenever the user desires. Again, zacfirm.sdf belongs to the user. ZAC's telephone formats have been obtained from official International Telecommunications Union documents for all 212 member countries. One of the most difficult tasks ZAC must perform is dealing in a uniform manner with 212 different telephone systems, presenting them to the user in as simple a form as possible. The video tutorial ZAC Telephone Data Infrastructure is exclusively dedicated to dealing with this complex problem. ZAC's postal code formats have been obtained from official Universal Postal Union documents for all 192 member countries. Let's try to enter the address in the example provided by the Universal Postal Union. When users enter postal data, they will find that data entry is constrained by the specifications of the country they are entering, with field positions accepting either alphabetic or numeric digits. ZAC will not allow entering numeric digits in alphabetic positions or alpha data in numeric positions. We enter the name of the company, the address, and the city. Upon entering Villa, we see that only the Villa A's appear. And this is because there are 379 different villas in the database, and ZAC only shows a limited amount of them to avoid cluttering. We continue. Upon adding an M, still a limited amount shown, for there are a total of 27 Villa M's. Completing Villa Maria, the first one is the one in the province of Córdoba in Argentina. We see that its area code is 353 and that no postal code is available in the database. Trying to enter any number in the first position meets with failure because of the alphabetic mask in this position. Entering an alphabetic character such as Y, either upper or lowercase, succeeds. If we try to enter another Y in the second position, we fail, for only numeric digits are allowed in the postal mask for Argentina in that particular position. Entering the postal code as shown in the document, we succeed. Let us delete the address and enter it again, although this time we will use copy and paste. We copy the first line and it gets replicated in the mnemonic field, and so on. We also copy and paste the city name, but here, in order to activate the automatic deployment, we move the cursor one position with the left arrow, and this will display all the Villa Marias. We click on the city we want, and pronto, we get city, province, and country displayed. We copy and paste the zip code. We now change the mnemonic to our pleasure. Pressing OK adds the new company. The screen is now disabled and only shows available for action 3 buttons. For adding web page servers, phone servers, or email servers. More on this later. For now, we simply exit. As we go back to the main screen, the newly entered company is selected here. Regarding email, Wikipedia informs that an email address identifies an email box to which email messages are delivered. Also, the transmission of email over the internet normally uses the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, SMTP. Mailboxes themselves are most often accessed using the Post Office Protocol, POP, or the Internet Message Access Protocol, IMAP. Wikipedia continues. The general format of an email address is jsmith@example.org. It consists of 2 parts. The part before the @ is the local part of the address, often the username of the recipient, jsmith. And the part after the @ is a domain name to which the email message will be sent, example.org. For the sake of consistency with other elements of the ZAC data infrastructure, ZAC calls the local part prefix and the domain part suffix. The local part may be up to 64 characters long, and the domain name may have a maximum of 253 characters. The entire email address is restricted to be no more than 254 characters. ZAC adopts a maximum length for both prefix and suffix of 60 characters. Since it is unlikely the user will ever encounter an email address longer than 121 characters. In case the user faces such a situation, changes in the length of the prefix or suffix can be made inside zacfirm.sdf. ZAC supports 3 types of email addresses: corporate, public, and private. Corporate emails have domains that can be assigned to all employees of a certain company. For example, whitehouse.gov is used by all of the members of the White House staff. Normally, the corporate email domain is the same as the corporate web page domain. In the rare cases where a company will have more than one web page and more than one email domain, ZAC allows the capacity to store unlimited corporate web pages and unlimited corporate email domains. Public emails have domains that can be used by anybody, most often for free. Hotmail and Gmail are most common. Private email addresses are defined in ZAC as those having suffixes that are unique, as in those used by bloggers. ZAC treats these emails as whole, not separating prefix from suffix. Let us see these different emails in action. Going back to Villa Maria in Cordoba, Argentina, we enter some more data into company Signum. Pressing S, we go right to the company. We will start by entering a web page domain, a corporate switchboard number, and a corporate email domain. In the Manage Company Data button cluster, we click on Edit since the company has already been entered. We want to edit web page service, so we click on that button. We enter the web page domain. Upon clicking OK, we are warned that the web page does not exist. And whether we want to enter it anyway. ZAC always checks if web pages exist by submitting them to the internet. This is just an exercise, and we expected the web page not to exist. So we accept it anyway and exit. And we go back to the main company edit form. We want to add a corporate switchboard number, so we click on Edit Phone Servers. We confirm that the radio button switchboard is set, and we enter the number. Then click OK. Upon clicking OK, the number is added to the corporate phone list. Exit. We click on Edit Email Servers, and the first thing we see is that there is already a candidate for email server, inherited from the web page server. We click OK to accept it and exit. Then exit the company edit form. In the Manage Contact Data button cluster, we click on Add, since we want to enter the first staff member for Signum. This gentleman was born in April, so we enter a number 4, which produces April. OK. The screen is now disabled as far as entering any additional contact data, and it only shows available for action 4 buttons: for adding phones, adding emails, adding VoIPs, and exit. We click Add Phones. Since we already have a switchboard telephone number starting with a prefix of 4528, ZAC conjectures that there could be more telephone numbers starting with the same prefix. Juan Lopez has a direct telephone number exactly with the same prefix. So we set the telephone radio button and we just enter the suffix, clicking OK to accept it. We also want to enter Mr. Lopez's extension on the corporate switchboard number. So we select that switchboard telephone number by clicking once on the list of phones entered. Upon double-clicking it, the Edit button is enabled, indicating that we are ready to edit. Clicking on Edit, we are allowed to enter the extension for Mr. Lopez. We do so and click OK to add it. Mr. Lopez has a mobile number in the United States. We set the mobile radio button and we change the country code to 1. Then press Search to find the United States. We see that the combo box displays all the countries that have 1 as a country code. We stay with the United States of America. We enter the number straight, without any concern for field changes. ZAC takes care of that automatically because the little logs are set. That means that when the field length has been reached, the cursor moves automatically to the next field. We click OK to accept. Exit. We now click Add Emails. We click OK to accept. Mr. Lopez has a Hotmail address, so we click on Public and enter Juan Lopez 1445 @hotmail.com. Juan Lopez moonlights as a blogger. We click on Private and enter his private address. Exit and exit again. On the main screen, we can browse the data we just entered. Both public and private emails can be managed as a group by going to the menu bar and clicking Maintenance Private Email Address Server or Maintenance Public Email Suffix Server. This completes this tutorial on ZAC data infrastructure. Thank you for watching and listening.